I'm able to generate $2,660 safely. I want to dive straight into one of my favorite strategies, which is called the covered call. Now, if you're not familiar with this strategy, don't worry. I'm going to break it down and share with you how you can use stock like an investment property and collect rent every single month. I've done it before on Amazon. I've done it before on Tesla. And so the goal of this strategy is to first try to find where a stock hits support or where it's kind of done selling off, and maybe evaluating some fundamentals like what you think the company is worth. When a stock is trading near that level, just like when people wait for a real estate market crash, it presents this unique opportunity to own it at a real reasonable price. Google just went through a stock split. So instead of it being like $2,000 a share, now you can pick up a share for like $100 a share. And so what I like to do in these moments is pick up 100 shares and then you can sell options against it. So let me give you some examples. I bought 500 shares at about $108. So I own about 500 shares at $54,000. Now, I look at that as if I just bought a rental income property for $54,000 in a very nice neighborhood. Why? Because much like a house in a good neighborhood isn't going to go to zero, a stock in a good sector or industry with a good business model isn't going to go to zero. And so Google's not going out of business anytime. It's the best at advertising, one of the best with owning YouTube and video and search engine and all the things that it's involved in. Now, listen to me closely. Here's where the rental income part comes in. I can either collect rent weekly or I can collect rent monthly. And I like to personally collect rent weekly. And so let me run some numbers down to you. So if I own it at about 108, I can sell a call against my stock, meaning someone can call it away from me at a certain price. And so if I sell a 113 call option, someone will pay me, and let me do the quick math, 133, and I can sell 5 contracts because I own 500 shares. And so I'll make $665 for the week in rental income. And at the end of that week, if the stock isn't at $113, I just get to keep that $665. If the stock is above 113 price, then they'll have to pay me 113 for it. And I still get to keep the $665. And so this is super powerful because in one sense, I'm treating my stock like an Airbnb. I'm renting it out, let somebody stay at it for a week, and they're going to pay me $665. If you're thinking about it on a monthly basis, if you times that by 4, I'm able to generate $2,660 safely. Most people who buy a rental property or a house don't get $2,660 a month in rent in a $56,000 property. That's usually a rundown house. It's probably not in a good neighborhood. Maybe you got Section 8 and you're getting $1,200, $1,300 in rent. And that's what I love about the stock market, is because you can find a $56,000 house or stock in a good neighborhood and collect this type of rent. Now, you don't have to buy 500 shares like I did. You could buy 100 shares and do the same strategy. When I look at things like when I bought the Ferrari, when I look at what the payment would be a month, I don't technically go in and say, I'm going to buy this car and pay that a month. I actually ask myself, what rental property in the stock market do I need to buy that I will preserve the original capital and that I can sell call options against it and bring in enough money that the stock market covers that car note. This is one of the strategies we teach inside our Options Explained course. And this is the power of the stock market. It's not just to make money, but it's how can you use the stock market to fund your lifestyle? How can I enjoy that portion of life, that portion of fun, that car, that vacation, but not physically work hard for it? Does that make sense? Not dip into my savings, not dip into my retirement. And this is one of the ways that I found out how to do that. This is a beautiful strategy. And I want to reiterate, it's safe because you own a good company. But what if you lose the whole $54,000? Well, in order to lose the whole $54,000, Google would have to go out of business. That's most likely not going to happen. And so it's safe from a standpoint that I don't see much more downside, especially not downside risk that's going to take 50 or 100% of my capital and it just whoosh disappear in the air. Although the stock market may fluctuate, doesn't matter. I just don't want to worry about losing my entire capital. And this is a company I don't have to worry about that with. And then on the other side of the equation, as I sell this call option, I get paid a weekly, treating it like an Airbnb, or a monthly premium, treating it like a 30-day rental income property. That's just cash flowing into my bank account that I get to use for whatever I want. This is my money working a part-time, or in some cases a full-time job for me on the side while I'm not working for it. So I hope that example made sense to you and how you can use the stock market and certain stocks as rental income to fund your life. If you don't understand that strategy, I encourage you to come get the education, because that is where the transformation happens. This is where you can start to transform your life in a safe way. And you don't have to wait for tax season. You don't have to wait for retirement to start getting a monthly, or in this case, weekly kickback. It's my number one strategy I'm using right now. And as we speak, I just snatched up 500 shares of Google and I'm about to rent it out. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments, have you used the covered call? Do you understand how to use it? And if you've done it before, do you like it? Do you like collecting that rental income and that monthly premium? I'll see you in the next episode.